I can say I was not impressed with the Z Fold 6 after watching the Unpack event. But after 24 hours, those slight changes make this phone feel so much better. Unboxing is nothing special. You got the phone, got a charger cable, got a SIM injection tool, got the books and stuff. Still, no charging brick. The phone costs $100 more than it did last year, and they still refuse to put the charger in the box. After that point, this is where things change. Once I touched the phone, I instantly realized we are not talking about the same phone here. This is not the Z Fold 5. The Z Fold 6 feels completely different. The new back on here, this new material, this is one of the online exclusive colors called Crafted Black. And it's like a carbon fiber look, but it has this soft touch feel to it that makes the phone feel super grippy. And then we jump into the new flat sides. The phone just feels like, if you feel this phone, it feels like it gives $1,800. It feels like an expensive phone just like I said, those curved sides, rounded corners on the Z Fold 5, and then switching over to this flat look, you can see like even like they redesigned the charging port, the speaker grills. Just those little changes just make this phone feel so much better than the Z Fold 5. Like, I have yet to put a case on this phone because it feels so good in the hand. But let's jump into the specs. I already said this is the Crafted Black color, which is pretty much like a carbon fiber. It still has the 7.6-inch display on the inside, which looks good. And you also see it still has the corners are now like more sharp than rounded, which just gives the phone a better feel to it, a better look to it. It's still a 120 hertz display on the inside. The 2600 peak brightness is the same as the Z Fold 5. The cover display is like where there was a minor change. It's like 0.1 inch increase in size, and that's just because they didn't round the corners so much. So the corners are a little sharper, so they actually made the phone screen a tad bit larger at 6.3 inches. But that small change really make a big difference. It's not a huge difference. It's not like the phone no longer is long and slim. But I was never like mad at the screen size, but now it feels just that little small change make it feel so much better with just in the diagonal length. It looks better, it feels better. I wanted more from this phone, but just that little change gives me a good feeling like this is a different phone, not the same phone from last year. And it's still also 120 hertz display. We can't just poo-poo all of that. This screen is still 120 hertz on the inside and on the outside, and still also has 2600 nits of peak brightness. This one is a 512 storage, and I believe it's 12 gigs of RAM. The cameras, I was really hoping after using the Z Fold 5, to me that phone was great too, but using Z Fold 5, one of the shortcomings was the camera. As with most of the folds, for some reason we spend all this money for a phone, but they won't give us the ultra cameras. And I was hoping that they upgraded the cameras with this phone, and they did not. But I can say, after using this phone for some time and taking a few pictures, the picture quality is actually improved. And that's literally, I feel like it's just all software. There's no hardware changes. They still have 50 megapixel camera. You still have the 3x zoom at 10 megapixels. You still have the 12 megapixel ultra wide. So hardware wise, it's still the same, but like I said, the software, the processing, it doesn't give that Samsung look. I mean, it still have the Samsung feel, but it's not super like bright, super vibrant. It's just like a good balance of like color, and the picture just look more more natural. It's leaning closer to like the pixel naturalness, and like the pictures just been looking better for me. The under display camera is still the same. Let's see if we can see it, but it's still there. It's still barely visible. It's still trash. There's no denying that under display camera is trash. It's cool that it's there. It's cool technology, but I mean, come on, like we would hope by now. This is what, the 3rd year I feel like this camera was under display, and it's still bad. It's only 4 megapixels. It's a terrible camera. The battery, we have the 4400 milliamp battery, which still is the same as last year. It's 25 watt charging. Let's think about that. We are in 2024 and we have a phone that's only 25 watt charging. This is using quick charge 2. Do you know what quick charge we're at right now to this day? We are at quick charge 5.0. I'm not gonna like knock Samsung too much on it because there aren't many phones that support quick charge 5.0, but we still got 3, we still got 4, but we still way back here on 2 at 25 watt charging. And its charges just as slow as you would expect 25 watts to charge at. So we all know what happened with Samsung phones back in the day and why they probably hesitant to like do anything to increase the charging speeds. But it's time. Samsung, listen to me. It is time. Increase the charging speeds because its charge is so slow. But the battery life, I've used it what 2 days now. Battery life is okay. I'm getting about 5-6 hours of screen on time. But when the battery does drain, it takes forever to charge, and I don't like that. But it still has wireless charging. It's a nice feature. I believe with Quick Charge 5 or Quick Charge 4, they supposed to, I don't remember, but I felt like there was rumors that they was gonna have like the MagSafe puck magnets on the back of these phones now, and we still have yet to see that since I saw those rumors. But I have my case coming in that has that magnet on the back because that is like genius. I'm glad Apple did that because it's just genius. It makes wireless charging so much better, and that's 90% of the time I am wireless charging. An odd thing here is this phone does not support Wi-Fi 7. Is there a lot of Wi-Fi 7 devices out there? No. But what always leads to charge with the new Wi-Fi standards is phones. Is there not a lot of Wi-Fi routers and not a Wi-Fi 6, 7 modems? But I am in the process of upgrading my entire house to Wi-Fi 7, and I want my devices to be Wi-Fi 7 and buying a new phone at the end of 2024. Well, I guess not the end of 24. We mid 2024. It feels like the end of 2024. Oh, it's been a long year. But no Wi-Fi 7, so I figured I'd just call that out. We still have Wi-Fi 6E though, which is pretty similar to Wi-Fi 7. What is actually new with the Z Fold 6 out of there other than the new design? Not really new design, but the slight changes to the design. There is a new hinge, which feels amazing. Honestly, feels amazing. The last year they did change the hinge. Was the first time in 3 years that they changed the hinge last year, and I feel like that hinge was a big improvement from the Z Fold 4 hinge, because the Z Fold 4 I was getting a lot of dust and stuff stuffed in the hinge, and it was making a lot of cracking noise and stuff when I was opening the phone. Did not experience that at all with the Z Fold 5, and so far, it's just for a short time, I feel like this one is going to be an improvement on it. So, and it's also increased the IP rating on this phone, so it's a little bit more dust resistant and water resistant, coming in at IP, I'll post it on the screen, I forgot what exactly it is, but it is better than it is last year. What else is new? The phone is actually a tad bit thinner because of the new hinge and the new inner display technology. They was able to make the phone thinner. Making this phone thinner is a big deal because once you got to also remember this is a folding phone, so when you fold it together it becomes thick, but the thickness now is not that crazy. Like it, I mean, I've been using it for a few days now, but it feels normal. It doesn't feel too much bigger than a regular phone, so the thinness improves it. And then like I said, the holdability with it being so thin open, it feels normal, it feels good in the hand. So nothing crazy there with the adding the increase, reducing the thinness of the phone. The crease on the inside, small change, but the crease is, you can see it right here. The crease is a little less visible. It's still not completely gone, but what the improvement for me here is on the daily usage is that when you swiping, you feel it a lot less than when it is on the Z Fold 5. The Z Fold 5, you can really feel that indent, but the indent on here is a little less noticeable. Like I can swipe and it's not really noticing that indent right there. When Z Fold 5, it was much more pronounced. What else do we have new on this? It's not that many things new. Yeah, I think really that's it. Other than that, I mean, it's all software. We got all the new AI features. The new drawing feature, that is pretty cool, but not something that I would see myself using other than testing it out for this unboxing. I like the push for the AI features. I have gone head first in all of the new AI stuff. I use ChatGPT all the time. I use Gemini all the time. I love being able to compose better messages when I'm texting or doing emails. It makes me sound a whole lot smarter than I actually am. But so far, this is just my initial impression of the Z Fold 6, and I really like it so far. I do need to get a case for it because I already dropped it and dinged the edge of it, but that's on the way. It should be here soon. Other than that, I mean, just give it some time. I will come back with a full review, give it a little bit more insight in it. But anyway, this little bad boy here, I'll drop that in the next video because I got some thoughts on it. But anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Catch me in the next video. Gone.